All right, we're in. This is it. This is live.
Hey.
The one thing that it's funny that we just mentioned Yeti. So I was just at the Yeti store actually in Austin because I was there like a week or so ago.
Okay.
And I was really hoping to see, like, I know they don't have a factory because all their products are made in China, but I was kind of like hoping to like get a tour of the place. Nothing. I was like, nothing. Like, they just have like a Yeti superstore. Everything in there is Yeti. And I was like, I was so bummed out about it, I didn't even go in. That's how like depressing it was. Like, not like actually depressing, but it was like underwhelming. And I was like, you know what? If that's it.
You didn't want to check out the koozies or the
no interest.
The coolers or
nah. I've seen all that. I have a ton of their products, but I would have liked to.
I would say it's just like a name now. Like, people are just buying the name, but those things work good, man.
They do. Look,
They
it's
really
you know
do.
whatever they're designing is I would say a top-notch product. You know, good, better, and different. If you like them or you don't like them, it's definitely a top-notch product as far as like. You know, holds ice forever. The one catch with Yetis, and this is the one thing I've realized, because I was like basically a brand ambassador for the longest time, is Yetis are cool if you have like an unlimited supply of ice. Because if you just have to go buy ice every single time, any cooler is going to do the job.
Yeah, right.
You know, but like having a Yeti and like being able to top it off every single time with ice and stuff like that, that's, I don't know, like that's the way I look at it. You know, we get ice, or I get ice from the firehouse, so that's a huge perk. But like if I had to buy ice,
Yeah.
I would get the smallest cooler available
Just give me
all the time.
Those styrofoam joints from
Yeah,
7-Eleven.
the cheapest thing, cold beer that you're throwing in it already, and a handful of ice cubes.
That'll do.
But that's, I don't know, that's the way I look at it. Like, everyone's like, oh, how do you like it? I'm like, it's cool and all, but like, you gotta keep everything cold. You gotta have a lot of ice.
Yeah, video sponsored by Yeti. Right.
Yeah, I wish. Yeti, if you're listening to this, feel free to sponsor. I would love.
Give them a deal.
I would love a Yeti sponsorship.
Give them a deal.
But what else is going on, man? New album is getting released soon.
New album is coming out.
So
It's
tell me
finally
about
done.
this.
Yeah, I've been working on it for a while now. I put out the last one last year in like August. So I've been working on it really ever since then.
Okay.
So October's coming up. Yeah, it's been a little over a year working on it. I just wrapped it up. Finally happy with what I got.
Nice.
I've been showing it to people, getting good reactions.
Where do you? What studio do you record out of?
My kitchen.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I learned how to do everything myself.
Okay.
So I got like the soundproofing just like you got in my
Really?
closet right by my kitchen. I open that shit up.
That's all right
Studio,
there.
and I mix it everything
All yourself?
right in my apartment. Yeah.
God damn, dude.
Yeah.
That's super impressive.
Yeah, it's a lot easier and more convenient for me for sure.
Oh, yeah, and it's a home run.
Yeah.
Instead of renting studio time and stuff like that.
It saves me money. It saves me time. Yeah, I just put in. That's why this album and the last one took so long to do, because I was learning how to mix and record everything myself.
Before you did that, who were you paying somebody or friends were doing it?
Yeah, I would hop around studios on the island sometimes. I would go to my guy Guap in White Plains. That's where my friend Tim, who does all my photos and video, my friend Jazz and Bob and all those Hunt for Gold guys, they're from Westchester, so I would go up there. I'd record at Tim's house sometimes. He would mix my stuff, but I just wanted to learn how to do it myself, so I could do it whenever, wherever, pull up anywhere. And
you never have to worry about saying like, oh, am I getting a studio or whatever?
Right, right. So it's all in my time, and
and you learn, I think.
Yeah, it's straight YouTube tutorials. I learned how to do it through YouTube.
YouTube University.
Yeah,
I tell everybody, I go, you don't
man.
need to go to college anymore.
You can learn how to do anything.
Anything.
Wow.
If you're going to be a doctor,
So you
go to college,
You
please.
can learn how to probably do some spooky, suspect shit on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, you can learn anything on there, for sure.
It's crazy. I just learned how to like video edit, like and like not that I'm like a pro by any stretch of the imagination, but like I now know enough to get me by.
Yeah, the basics,
100%
and then
of
you
the
grow
time.
off that. Yeah.
It's definitely it's weird, and like I tell everybody that's in like high school right now, like if you can give yourself advice, what would you do? I'd go get a job right out of high school and work my butt off. And like constantly just keep learning and then taking part-time classes to get my degrees, but you're going to learn so much more working for 4 years than you will going to college.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, people will definitely get behind that for sure. And there's so many ways you can make money now with the
all the digital
stuff and the marketing and
it's
everything.
crazy. It's everywhere.
Social media,
it's everywhere.
So many ways you can make money. You don't have to follow that specific blueprint anymore. But
I tell everybody, I'm like, go, like, you know, if you find something that you like, it doesn't matter what it is. Photography, right? If you want to learn how to be a photographer, school is going to cost you $60,000. Your parents aren't going to go out and buy you a $2,000 camera to learn how to do photography, or buy a used one on eBay for a couple $100, you know, and learn and practice and test, like, you know, and then if you don't like it, you sell that thing. Like, you can't sell your diploma.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you have that knowledge, but, you know, okay, well, maybe it's videography. We'll try out videography for a year, you know, and you'll learn so much more about yourself in that period of time.
I agree for those kind of things, for sure. For stuff like photography and videography, I definitely agree.
It's too easy to not go to college. You know, I got my drone license. Didn't go to college.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, and then if you want to go to college, if that's your path, then go to college, man. Whatever's best for anyone. But I definitely agree. There's a lot more ways you could get after it now with this technology and the internet. It's the internet. Period.
It's so much that, you know. Think about it, right? If you make a music video, you know, think of all the things that are involved, right? You know, you're gonna have somebody that's gonna set up the, you know, stage and production, all that kind of stuff. There's somebody that's gonna be coordinating the videos and all that kind of stuff. Then there's you. Then do you do makeup in your stuff or no?
No.
No makeup?
I'm all natural, baby.
Oh, yeah. Look at that luscious beard. All natural.
No. Sometimes we do, like, wardrobe changes and, like, outfit changes and stuff.
Still, somebody's got to be...
My friend, now that you're saying it, like, my friend Tim that does all my stuff is self-taught. So he just went out and
he's a savage with it. He does a good job.
Doing a lot of work, and you just get better and better.
Does he do that for work too? Videography, or he does it all for fun?
No, he makes money off it for sure. Oh, okay. For sure, but it's his second gig. Okay. So nighttime, weekends, whenever he's available, he shoots photo shoots, videos. He does concert photography too. So he goes to Brooklyn and like Knitting Factory in Brooklyn, those venues, and takes pictures for people.
Wow.
Yeah.
He does some pretty amazing
stuff.
Yeah,
he's really, really good. He's like one of my best friends, and yeah, he does great work, and yeah.
Isn't he the one that put the Hunt for Gold team together? Mm-hmm. Normally I have the...
Yeah, his name's Tim Hunt.
Yeah.
So he started it. Yeah.
I normally have my Keep Calm and Chive On poster right there, which has the Hunt for Gold thing. But
there you go.
It was recently just swapped out for that. The guy John uses this area quite a bit for whatever he's shooting for his YouTube channel. So he'll like the whole thing, with the exception of that wall, is like made to be like kind of modular, and this will have a TV on it in the next coming weeks.
Okay.
But like this whole, because he'll shoot facing this way, and then it's funny, I'll shoot with that as my background.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's the easy way to do it.
Gotcha.
So I get second pick on everything.
Damn.
Yeah, it's all good. Look, you know what? It is what it is. If I gotta give up a little wall space, dude. I mean, this is your first time recording in the studio. What are your thoughts?
In this one,
you're one of the few people that has recorded in both now.
Yeah. Okay.
So just for people who aren't watching physically, because now it's on YouTube. Shameless plug. Go subscribe.
Hey. Gotta plug yourself.
What are your thoughts,
dude? So I saw the last one.
This place is a goddamn mess.
The last one was cool too, and even so, man, you walk in, you got all this stuff on the wall. I like this look. I like the brick look, man. For sure.
Appreciate it. Painted myself.
For sure. You got the neon lights, man. You got everything media. You got the green screen back there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're ready to go, man.
Yeah. This place,
I like this setup a lot.
I just gotta clean this up. We got
the rug, a little homey touch.
No, the rug. There's a reason. Actually, I hate rugs.
Or the carpet.
I would much rather get I would have much rathered, or carpet. I would have much rathered concrete flooring.
Yeah.
But sound absorption. These like shaggy ass carpets are great for soaking up sound.
There you go. Not bad. I like it though.
So yeah, it's come a long way. This used to be a warehouse. So literally, we used to leave my job early and come and build it. And you're one of the few people that has seen both studios now.
Yeah, and now you're talking about upgrading again and leaving this for like your whiskey lounge or whatever.
Yeah, dude, that's gonna be dope.
The glow up.
That's it, man.
That's awesome,
that's
man.
it. Look, you're welcome to come hang out in the whiskey lounge. Rappers are allowed.
I'll be there. We might have to shoot something in there too then.
Oh, dude, please. So you know what? I never even thought about the idea, and I watched a YouTube video, of course. And this one dude was like, it was like how to cut your cigar correctly, and like just like man shit. Just like how to like slice it like different ways, the shoulder and like all these different things on like a cigar. And like I do enjoy a cigar quite a bit. So I was like, you know what? Let me just watch it. It's like 12:30 at night. I might as well just turn this on like while I'm still working. And like it really caught my attention. And then he was like, "Hey, you know this new my new like smoking room." And I'm like, "This dude's got a smoking room?" I'm like, "Hold the fuck up. Let me."
And you got caught in the YouTube hole. You were watching cigar
dude,
videos
I watched like
for
5 videos of
hours.
his. And then he's like, and then he talks all about like how he put the whole thing together. And I looked at the room and I was like, "Goddamn, like shit, that's really nice."
Yeah.
Like really,
Damn.
you know. And I was like, you know what? If no matter what happens, I want to have a space just like this. That is I would need to put more panels on the wall and get rid of the floor though. You know, if we open it up to like the man's club, but yeah, it would be sick.
Not a bad idea.
Dude, the idea is all day long. This is like all day long.
All day. Hey, keep you motivated.
I had my boy Tom Francis on. I gotta get him back on again. But he has Long Island Cuban Cigar and Bourbon Experience, and he has an Airstream is the trailers. There was like, they used to call them. I think they used to call them like silver bullets, where it's that like aircraft grade stainless steel on the outside. I'll just pull it up for you. But he converted one into a cigar lounge.
You don't have a Jamie like Joe Rogan?
Nah, dude. I wish.
Jamie,
I can't.
Jamie, pull that up real quick.
Yeah, Jamie, push it up. No, I don't have a Jamie, unfortunately.
That's when you said you got the TV. Get a Jamie.
Dude.
Pull up the TV right there.
Big facts.
There you go.
Big facts. So this is an Airstream. Let me find an old one here, because the new ones don't look the same. God damn it.
Airstream. What are we talking about here?
It's a trailer. It's literally it's a
trailer.
Yeah, or not even trailer. It's a camper. Like, they're just really, really cool. So this is a good example of an Airstream right there. So that's what they look like right
okay.
there.
Yeah.
You probably have seen a couple of them. So he's got one. It's got like Long Island Cuban Cigar and Bourbon Experience, and we pulled it up outside one day and we did a podcast in it, which was dope. And then I was like, yo, this is the ultimate man cave. I'm like, yo, how hard would it be to replicate this inside of my office?
Yeah.
You know.
There you go.
So, except for the fact that that's outside and the office is inside.
Yeah. All right.
But that's goals. All right. That's what that's
goals.
you know.
We got silver bullets.
That's it, man.
TVs on the wall.
Speaking of goals, so where do you see? First of all, when's your album releasing? Do you have a release date?
Do I
This
drop
is
that
important.
just for the podcast? I've told my friends and stuff that I played it for, but I haven't really put it out there yet. I'm gonna go with it's dropping October 17th.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first.
Exclusive. October 17th. Yeah, my album.
Are you gonna be doing a
Storm.
Revolution show also?
No, I'm gonna lay off for doing shows for a little while.
Why?
Just because I want to let this music settle in. I've been performing, like, I did a run of shows this whole year.
I know.
In all
awesome.
NYC, a couple Revolution shows in Amityville. And I was performing stuff as I was recording it throughout the year, and I was seeing what got the best response when I would perform. So I was like, okay, this song was hitting different at the live shows. Like, that's something I could run with. And then stuff that wasn't getting the best reactions, I was like, maybe I'll listen to this again, reconsider. And I just kept making music.
Dude, that's the best way, though.
Getting more reactions live from a crowd at shows is the best way to get reactions.
Do you know that's how Kevin Hart does his stand-up?
Yeah, a lot of people do that. They write as they're writing their set or their hour set. They do the small clubs and they come at random nights and show up at 3 a.m. and test their
Nobody
stuff.
knows they're coming.
So I
I
guess it was kind of the same mentality.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I put together the album through doing that. So I'm going to focus on more visual stuff for the fall, videos, and I just wanted to get the music out. Then we'll start doing videos, and then I'll do shows probably in the winter again, spring next year, and start performing all the songs from the album and do it that way. So
I got you.
That's
do you
how I went into
it. Do you have a group of people that you choose to tour with and stuff like that? Or
no.
Like how does a young and up and coming artist get their book venues and stuff like that?
Yeah, a lot of people nowadays are doing like do-it-yourself tours. So you can
really?
Through the analytics that you get from these platforms like SoundCloud and Spotify and Apple and all the streaming services, you can tell where you're getting viewers and listens in the country. So if you say, "Oh, I have a great following in this area," let's call up venues in that city. Let's book a show and we'll do our own line. We'll rent our own Sprinter. We'll do our
That's
We'll do
sick.
our own tour, and yeah, you could do it your own way. People open for bigger artists too. I haven't done that yet. I haven't gone that route, but
How do you get involved in that?
sometimes like I was working with a booking agent, so if you know people like that, get with an agent that could start getting you in bigger venues. That's how I was getting the city shows. So I was working with a booking agent that was seeing how many people I could bring, how I perform live, and if
Sure.
he was happy at first, we kept like leveling up, and then we started working together, and I was able to bring people on the shows that I wanted to perform with instead of just being placed.
Yeah.
So then I started picking the people that I was performing with. So we were doing cool venues in Manhattan.
What's the coolest venue you done so far?
I loved City Winery.
Okay.
There was it's called the Loft, the music venue at City Winery. It was like the third floor of the place.
Okay.
It was awesome. I performed with a girl, Rada, her name is. She was on The Voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty
A couple
dope.
seasons back, yeah, she made it real far in The Voice. She's really talented from New Jersey.
this place
And then we
looks
did and then we did the basement at Chelsea Market, Chelsea Music Hall.
Sure.
Yeah. So like in the basement of Chelsea Market, they have a music venue, and I performed there, and it was awesome.
God damn.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's super impressive.
Yeah, we get
Do you know how many people have like listened to your song so far? If you had like an idea, I'm just curious.
like the songs that I've ever put out, or the new songs that I have? You mean?
I would say ever put out.
How many people?
Do you like keep a track of like, all right, I have this many YouTube this many YouTube plays, this many SoundCloud plays, this many iTunes plays, this many Spotify plays?
Yeah, I look at it and I see growth, but I'm not really too keened in on that. It's more that if I see that I'm slowly growing and networking through the shows, which is really how I network a lot, meeting new artists, meeting new people in the business that are doing the same
Sure.
stuff that I'm doing. So I don't get caught too much up in the plays, but yeah, I just do it for me. And if more people, I get a couple more people to listen to every album or every song or every video, then
Absolutely.
that's fine.
I
I'm gonna
didn't
go
know
that
if you
way.
like,
Yeah.
if that was like, because somebody asked me the other day, and it was like it'd been like months since I checked, and I'm like, honestly, I have no idea. I was like, it's not about the downloads.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I do this shit because I like it.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah. Like, I'm gonna make. My goal is not to make money. It's eventually gonna turn into money. It's just gonna. I enjoy it too much for it to not. And then they're like, wow, yeah, but like, how many downloads do you have? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'll have to go figure it out. Like, I racked it all up, and it was like 40,000 downloads or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit,
Hell yeah.
I'm pretty impressed with myself.
hell
Like,
yeah.
all said and done.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was a couple months ago, so who knows what it's at now? But it was just like, and that's all the ones I could track, and I was like,
Hell yeah.
a little pat on
A little
the back.
pat on the back.
For something that I just
sure.
started for fun.
For sure. Hell yeah.
I
I'd be a liar if I said like I knew which songs weren't doing really well like when I first put them out.
Oh,
I
sure.
think like when I first put out stuff, I'm looking at it and like, oh, how's this doing right now? Like,
What's like the
are
hottest
people
song you
sharing
made
it?
so far?
Hottest song? Probably "Alone in a Crowded Room"
Oh,
on my last
Mucho
album.
Fuego. Love that song.
I did do the acoustic version
Big
on YouTube
facts.
too.
Also
which was-
huge.
Yeah, people like that a lot. I'm gonna get back into it with the new album, doing more acoustic with my friend Nick Chipperino.
Okay.
He's from up in Westchester
Sure.
too. He is amazing too. He is really, really out of this fucking galaxy.
That's
I'm
crazy.
gonna get back with him and
Yeah, I was a big fan of the Alone in a Crowded Room.
yeah, it's probably my favorite song that I've ever put out too. So it's
Really?
cool that it's probably the favorite that I've ever released so far.
Sure. How do you think your career so far has transitioned from like day one to like now?
I think more people are respecting it more. Like when I first started,
Everyone thinks it's a joke.
I was always doing it. Like I did it when we were in high school. My AP Psych video that she still shows to the
Yeah.
high school kids
Oh,
10
that's
years
adorable.
later is like I made it like a music video.
Sure.
Like so I've always had my hand in it.
Sure.
But like I started taking it seriously like 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
When I got out of college. So I've seen more people like respect it and seeing like the quality of the videos and the pictures and since the last album, even the music, and then when people see this album, like
Yeah.
the responses that I'm getting, I'm not just like making it up. The responses that I'm getting from showing this album to people is like, oh, like you leveled up again.
Yeah.
Like
That's the
really-
goal, is to just
I really
keep-
respect shit.
Sure.
I really respect this because I used to get a lot of backhanded stuff like, yo, this is actually good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sure.
yo, like this is actually like, why can't it just be good?
Yeah.
You know, like
because
you didn't
the
expect
bar
it
is
to be
set.
good.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Because
I'm sure you get it too with the podcast.
oh
this
my
podcast
God.
is actually pretty good.
oh my, the podcast, the
it just be
company,
good?
dude, everything, bro.
Why can't I just be doing pretty good?
Yeah, it's you know what? It's fuck. I saw a YouTube video, and it was like, it put it so well, and it was like, you know, when you first start something, nobody supports you. Like there's almost zero.
There's
support.
no reason for anyone to.
Yeah, because it's the first time you're doing
proved
anything.
anything,
You know, so you get zero support, and then after a little while, you know, some time goes by, and then people are like, "Oh, you know what? Okay, you know, he's been doing it for a while now. He's pretty serious with it.
Yeah.
You know." But they still don't even respect it, right? It's just like, okay, he's been doing it for a while, and then there's a time where it's like, okay, he's like really dedicated now. Like he's in that process of like dedication, and he's like really grinding towards like trying to get to be successful and all that kind of stuff. And then at that point is when people start, at least this is especially like what I've realized, is when people start to say, you know what, like, okay, you know, I support it. Like they might not believe in you 100%. Like I still have people that are like, dude, you should drop the company and just go get a real job. And I'm like, fucker, you went to school for 4 years to get a degree.
Yeah.
I did too, but like, you got to give me like 4 years. In 4 years, if this is not making money, I'll jump ship. I'll go get a real job. Fine. But until that time comes, that's not happening.
Yeah.
And then like right towards the end of that, and then getting into like, we'll call it successful, right? That's when people start to like actually believe in you.
Yeah.
Like it didn't happen to me until like literally like a month ago. Like when people were like, "Dude, how's the business?" I'm like, "It's going pretty good." Like I'm honestly impressed with myself, and they're like, "Wow, like honestly, I didn't think you were gonna make it. Like I totally thought you were gonna crumble, but like I'm really proud of you. Like I'm really glad you stuck with it."
Yeah,
like I'm like, you fucking guys couldn't support me, and ladies couldn't support me for the last year and a half, year and 5 months, and then now finally when I'm getting to a sustainable point is when you guys want to hop on the bandwagon.
It's with everything. It's with every.
You know, I get it.
Field.
You want to see that it, you know, it's proof that I'm going to put in the time, energy, and effort. But it was like, you know, it's crazy. You know, it's the hardest thing.
Yeah, because they need to see something tangible. They need to see the views. Mm-hmm. They need to see the follow. They need to see the people at the shows.
Sure.
You need to see something tangible. So they don't see you putting the work in every single day, 7 hours.
Oh my God, I leave at 1 a.m. most nights. It's like, you know.
Yeah.
I the most rewarding feeling. I know I've said this on the show before, and a couple of my friends used to break my balls about it. They're like, "Oh look, Harrison's going outside again. Nobody's in the fucking parking lot working." It's like, yeah, guy, nobody's working right now. The bartenders across the street are the only ones working. Everybody else is tucked away in their warm, nice bed, and they're done. They're done with work. Well, guess who's still going?
Harry.
That's it, baby. You know, you
love
can be
it.
recording in your kitchen.
I love it.
It's the same thing, you know, and I know you go through it.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. You know, I get why it takes people so long, but it's just killer.
It's because it takes a long time to do something like you're doing, man. It's not going to happen overnight.
No.
So you have to
even what you're doing.
You have to put the work in, and you have to, you have to put the hours in.
Let's just say you become Drake's success in the next 5 years, which I hope you do. But like 5 years, we'll say 2025, right? 2025, you're selling out stadiums, right? G-Eazy level shit. There are so many people that are going to come in and be like, wow, the kid's like an overnight success. But nobody sees the fucking... You laying in bed because you can't sleep because you got lyrics going through your mind, or you know, you're like, I gotta just write this down, or whatever it is. Like nobody sees that.
Right. Yeah, that's very true.
And then they're like, wow, oh my God, he's so successful. How did he do that? Oh my God.
Happened overnight.
Yeah.
That happens a lot in music, man. People think that someone just blew up overnight because one song hit. It's like, no, they've been making songs for 10 years now.
And all the work, song in 10 years.
All the work that they put in led to that one song. Mm-hmm. Like it's not overnight. I don't know if do you know Russ at all?
Oh yeah,
artist Russ.
Yeah.
He was doing it. He became very big for putting out a song a week on SoundCloud.
Oh my
God. For like a stupid amount of time. So he was just consistent with it. He was grinding. For I think 10 years it took him.
Yeah, I know exactly
10 years. And
Fuck, 10 years.
So people are calling him overnight. He's like, bitch, I've been doing this for 10 years, putting out music. Like,
and now you guys
I was consistent. I was good, and not just putting out music every week, putting out good music every week.
Sure.
And it starts to catch on, man. If you're consistent and you put out good product,
it's so hard, though.
The product's going to speak for itself.
It's so hard. It's so hard to get people to jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah,
You
absolutely, especially when everyone's doing it.
Sure.
Like everyone and their mom is making music or producing or has their finger in music, and podcasts too. It's the same way.
YouTube.
Yeah,
I'm on
it's the
YouTube
same-
now, and I'm
yeah.
like, dude, I've been going hard on YouTube now for like 3 to 4 months, like, and which is like literally a glimpse of time, but like 2 videos a week, ultra consistent, and like it's like SEO and getting the right keywords in there, and this and this and this and this, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's a lot, and you have to just stand out too. Got to be something. You gotta be doing something different. Like that's the thing.
You know, people that think like, oh, if I just keep doing it, it's gonna, it'll
No, it's
catch.
got to be good. Something
It's gotta be,
yeah. You can't just put.
You
got to
put out.
Yeah. It's got to be quality.
Awesome shit, time
If it's high
and
quality,
time
then
and time
it'll
again.
happen. It'll happen if it's high quality.
But that's how the cream rises to the top. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's gotta be a crazy level of consistency. It's gotta be. It's got to be almost perfect, if not perfect. Or it's got to be catchy enough that people, jump on the bandwagon.
Visually stimulating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be catchy, and sometimes your stuff might not stick for a long time, and then, you ever hear about that guy that was super famous in like Africa, and didn't know about it?
I don't know. I just know a lot of people in Africa get screwed over musically. A lot of bands and artists in Africa, people just come over and just take their stuff, and they don't have the resources or anything.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, like something with the Lion King too. I don't know.
Is this it? Rodriguez, the rock icon who didn't know it. He was more popular than Elvis, but humble 70s singer Rodriguez didn't know about his fame in South Africa for 40 years. Bob Simon tells the story of how Rodriguez went from obscurity to stardom decades after he cut his first album. So this dude, like...
That?
So the moral of the story is basically this dude like recorded an album. Somehow it got to Africa. Literally went like ultra viral. Everybody and their mother had it. Like he was literally like the greatest thing since sliced bread. Ultra famous. The dude was working a 9-to-5 job in the United States. Had no idea. And then somehow, some way, and I'm not gonna read the whole article, but like he found out about it and then like did a tour in Africa as like an ultra famous singer.
Shit.
40 years of not knowing he was famous. Is that not the most ridiculous shit ever?
That's wild. That's trippy.
Dude,
really
that's insane.
Trippy. Yeah.
I don't think it can happen now, but
he's doing his first show at like 65 in a stadium.
Yeah, that on a song he produced when he was 25 years old.
Wait, what are the words again?
Yeah. How do I sing this?
That was 40 years ago. Yeah.
It's
insane.
It's pretty wild. I didn't know. I figured I was like, you might know it, but I heard it not that long ago, and it's pretty wild about how this whole thing transpired.
It's interesting to think about too.
You never know where music can end up. You know Eric Erkon. When he was in Japan, he was listening to my podcast, and like he's like, "Yo, people in Japan have heard your stuff, and like people listen to it over there." I'm like, "What the shit?"
Yeah. It's wild.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
I'm sure people all around the world have heard your stuff.
Yeah, I work with a producer pretty consistently from England.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's why. And how'd you find him?
Through SoundCloud and just through Instagram.
And he's just on there surfing for good talent?
I think I was surfing for good talent, and I found him through, he's a producer.
Really?
Yeah, so I just hit him up from England. His name's Luca Malaspina. He produced that song, Young Rookie. That was the song in the Lambo that we were just talking about before. He produced that. I just hit him up and said, "I love your stuff. Here's some of my stuff. If you're down to work, I'm like, let's work." And he sends me stuff all the time now.
Really?
Yeah. It's really cool. It's really fucking
sick.
cool. Really cool. My friend number 17, his name's Jack, just moved to New York City from Florida.
Okay.
Same thing. When he was in Florida, I found him through Instagram.
Sure.
This dude is so talented, and we did that song Blossom
that
we shot the video for in Brooklyn. So I found people, Florida, England.
Also another great song.
Yeah, Blossom. That was an awesome video too.
That was an awesome video. I'm like, dude, how did this dude find this guy? I'm like, he doesn't look like anybody from around here.
He's really talented, man. His voice is different, and he moved up to New York to pursue music, pursue acting.
Sure.
So he's chasing it too, man. And I love it. I love it. Hung with him a bunch of times since he moved.
That's crazy.
He has a song on my new album with me too. So
good stuff.
yeah, it's really cool.
Have you been
just to
featured
meet
on other
people.
people's albums?
Yeah, I've done features for sure.
That's
for sure.
so sick.
I try to stay. I just don't work with everyone who asks. Like I have to you have to be a genuine good person. You gotta
you can't
bring something to the table.
Dude, I don't trust me. I don't let anybody on the podcast anymore. I remember. I kid you not. Like back in the day when I was starting it up, I was like, got to make this thing work. Just try to get all the talent I can. And now it's like, you want to be on the podcast? Are you sure you want to be on the podcast?
Right.
Let's have an hour phone call and see if you can hold
audition.
up.
You hold audition.
Yeah, literally. Oh yeah, dude. No doubt.
Try out.
I have to because I've had
Skype interview.
I've had some bad podcasts before, man, and like just podcasts that never hit the air, never released, never spoke about them.
I'm sure.
So it, you want another beer, by the way?
Yeah, I'll crack another one.
All right. But yeah, I've been so selective on who I have on the show, and not only who I have on the show, but also like their talents, their skills, what they're good at, and all that kind of stuff. Because you can't just have. I would imagine it's exactly like what you go through, but you can't just have anybody and anybody on the on your album because it could make or break the album, and that's the last thing you want. Same thing with the show, right? One really bad show will completely crush an audience, in my opinion. Especially in the beginning, like when your subscribers and followers are super new.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to drop that in there. You're right. Lots of wires.
We good.
All right, good.
Yeah, you never know when it's a first listener too.
Yeah.
And then one bad show turns off a new listener that you could have had. But try not to put too much pressure. But yeah, I gotta like your music if I'm doing music with you.
Yeah, of course.
Point blank period. And like you gotta be interested in what this person's into, what they're going to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure. So can't just have an hour and a half or however long of bullshit.
An hour and a half, dude. Hour and a half.
That's it. Yeah, how long you record these eps for?
Usually an hour and a half. I try to stick to an hour and a half for the most part. I've had a couple shows go like longer. I want to say
must have been interesting,
in the last 2 or 3 months, the longest show I've done is like 2 hours and 15.
It's a long time. It's a good
I'm actually curious. 2:15, yeah.
2:15.
2:15, another 2:15. Who did I do 2:15 with back to back?
Oh, back to back.
Oh my god, dude! Am I reading this right? Holy shit! 3 episodes in a row were 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Hey.
God damn. Yeah. So that's typically the longest. I don't think I've had one that broke 2.5 hours recently. But that's just how it goes, man.
Yeah.
How do you pick how long a song is going to be?
Feel.
You just like it needs to end now.
It's like sometimes if people send me a beat, they have it. They already structured it in a certain way. So you have like an intro, chorus, verse, outro, or if you have a bridge in there, or whatever. But sometimes I chop them up too and pick like some songs. They just sound better. Hour 50 minutes. Like this has got to end now. Like, if it went any longer, I feel like it'd lose steam. But if it ends right here, it sounds good. But yeah. Most of the times it's just the beats are structured their own way.
Sure.
So leave them be. But sometimes I do cut them short, or sometimes I produce my own stuff too. So that's kind of in my control anyway. So
have you thought about doing like some like Sunflower type shit where you're like Post Maloning singing and stuff like that?
A lot of the stuff I'm doing now is more singy.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's still over those trappy type beats.
Sure.
Like heavy hitting beats, but I am singing more. That just grabs my attention more. It always has in any. Sure. If I'm listening to it or making it, an attractive melody and harmonies and stuff has always caught my attention more than rapping. Okay. I guess you could say.
Sure.
Like whether it's like 50 Cent when we were like 10 years old, had melody. He was rapping about the hardest shit in the entire world, but his songs had melodies, which caught my attention when I was 10 years old.
Sure.
Kanye West had melodies. He's my favorite artist of all time. Every artist that I've gravitated to had those melodies to them, even if they were rapping.
Sure.
So I've always been attracted to that more. So I'm trying to do that more myself, working on melodies and harmonies and all that stuff. Now that I've learned to record myself and mix everything, it's become pretty fun to do it that way rather than rapping.
Now, I don't know if I asked you this question last time. What got you into like rapping and stuff like that and music?
I really don't know. Like I've always just felt strong, like passionate about it.
Really?
Like as a listener, I said I was listening to 50 Cent "Get Rich or Die Trying" in my little suburban Bayport house when I was 10 years old.
Sure.
Like Eminem show came out around the same time. 10 years old. Kanye, I still remember seeing the All Falls Down music video. Kanye West, and like that's like 2003.
Sure.
So I'm 11 years old. Like it just like always stuck with me. Like the craft of it, the artistry of it. Yeah, it just stuck with me, and I started doing it, messing around myself, doing a little rapping in college, and I decided I want to start taking this seriously because I was getting pretty good feedback for the most part. So it's just
just what happened.
I'm just passionate about it, I guess, and it
I
just
love it.
stuck with me.
No, it's cool, man. No, because because I tell the story on here like of how I ended up with the podcast, and like literally it was just a want, and I was like, and then Cameron Ashby was like, dude, just do it, and I was like, all right, fine, let's just do it.
That's really half the battle.
Yeah,
starting up and doing
just doing it is
putting yourself out there. It's not easy though, putting yourself out there and being vulnerable, man.
How nervous were you when you put out your first content?
Yeah, a lot. I was really insecure and self-conscious about what everyone would think, and I got to appeal to this, I got to do this. I can't. Why would I do that? It wouldn't be looked at like this certain way. And everything, dude. But like now when I make music, I really don't care about any of it. Like I'm doing more of the singy stuff. I'm doing more of whatever I want to
do. It makes you happy.
Do whatever I would listen to, and whatever I think sounds dope. Like that's what I'm doing.
Sure.
And it isn't my main. Like I'm not doing music as my income right now, like to make a living. So I'm doing it as like a passion right now. So it's not like I have that pressure. Oh, okay, I got to do this many shows. I got to pay the bill this month. I got to pay my rent.
Yeah.
I am working, so I do have that to fall back on. But
that's probably the best way to do it because that's when you're going to produce your best stuff.
I have to get capital to invest into the music. Like I have to have money to invest into the music.
Sure.
Because even if I'm still paying for beats. I'm still.
Where do you buy beats?
I find people on like Instagram and SoundCloud.
Really?
Yeah, I just find people, whoever I...
And they charge you for the beat?
Yeah, it's so easy to sell production and music online. People have like beat stores.
Really?
So that, yeah, you could have options to lease an MP3 or waves, usually a little more expensive just because it's more compact and higher quality.
Yeah.
You could buy exclusives from them where they won't sell it to anyone else. Like if you buy an exclusive, like it's yours.
Wow.
Yeah, so people are selling beats all over online. So you just got to find who you like, reach out, and then even better than that though, finding random people like that. Like I formed a relationship with this kid Luca from England, so now we're on the same page. Like we're trying to grow together. Because if you just buy a random person's beat, there's no like relationship there.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to do now in my career too is like form relationships with these producers and people that I'm doing. Like Tim's my best friend. He does videos and pictures for me. Like we have that close relationship and friendship where we know what each other wants, what we want to get out of certain thing.
Sure.
So if you're just buying something online, you don't even know the guy, never even met the dude or spoken to him. There's no relationship there. It's just you're kind of buying it.
Sure.
So now I'm trying to find people that I could grow together with that have the same goals rather than just
absolutely
reaching in a bag and pulling stuff out. So I feel like that's the way to
That's
go.
great. I had no idea. People just sold beats.
Oh yeah, everywhere. You could pick your own price that you sell it for. Yeah, it's a whole. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Everywhere. You could find.
How much do beats cost?
Anything that you could choose with. I have bought beats for $10. I bought beats for more.
What was the most you spent? I'm just curious.
I don't know.
I don't even know what I don't even know. Like, yeah, I mean, I buy a song, but like, I don't.
Industry,
I guess I don't
like,
think about.
If you're talking like Timbaland and Pharrell and these people, we're talking 100,000. Like, for
real?
Yeah. Probably even more, too. $250,000. I wouldn't be surprised. With these guys, yeah, it's crazy, man.
Shit.
It's wild. Like the top of the line.
That's crazy, dude.
So yeah, I'm not even thinking about that. That's like all label shit though, but
that's insane.
Yeah.
$100,000 for
There's money in this
beats.
shit, dude. There's money in like obviously music business, but it's a lot of money in it. it's a weird time period in it too, because streaming. It's like people have yet to find out like how much does a stream cost for a song. Like they're kind of just like winging it right now.
What do you mean? How
Like
much
the
does a stream
value
cost?
of the value of a stream. So Chris Brown puts out a song and it has 50 million streams. Who found out how much that is worth? 50, like how these people are getting paid through music plays. Like it used to just be you buy the album. That's people bought it. You could see that. You could hold how many albums people bought.
Sure.
You can't have one stream equals how much. So they haven't really pinpointed it yet. So the music business is in a weird place where even podcasts too. Monetizing podcasts is a huge thing. No one really knows how much they're worth.
Nobody has any idea what
like
they're
the
worth.
Joe Budden podcast is a huge podcast in the rap industry and in podcasts in general. They're kind of pioneers too because they tour off their podcast. They do live shows, so that's starting to come up too. A lot of podcasts are doing live touring, so they can. That's where the bag is at. That's where the money is at.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people, artists and podcasts and people are getting played right now, but it's coming around.
Yeah,
Artists and podcasts,
it's crazy.
They'll start getting their money, but people haven't pinpointed it yet. It's a weird time with all this change in music, how people digest music and podcasts.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I think my favorite thing. I'd be curious to know your insights on it. But how many people do you think have started music that you've seen that have already stopped?
There's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot. Because people, it's portrayed like we just said before that people blow up overnight. So they think, yo, I'm just gonna make like a couple songs. One of them got to blow up. I'm dope. One of them got to take off. Yeah. And there's no real work.
Release your record in Africa
real,
and maybe.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh my God, like that one guy. But yeah, you just never know. You have to keep working. You have to get better. You have to prove. Like I don't like when people say, there's a lot of it. People say, supporting, the easiest thing to do is just support me. Support costs nothing. It's free to support someone. I understand that, but you haven't proven that you should garner anyone's support.
Yeah, you've had 3 songs there, guy.
What have you done? I'm talking about anything, not even just music. Like you have to make people come to you. You shouldn't have to say, yo, you should support me. It's free. Why aren't you liking or sharing my song?
Because it's trash, guy.
Yeah, or if you just don't like it, like that's fine. Like everyone doesn't have to like my stuff. Yeah. Like you have to prove to people that they should support you.
Sure.
And you have to gain and garner that respect and everything. And it's the same with anything. Like support just doesn't come just because you're doing it doesn't mean that people have to support you.
Yeah,
like
if that was the case, then everybody and their mother would be famous because everybody would just get outrageous amounts of support.
You have to stand out. You have to do something different. You have to do something that people truly want to back up and become a fan of.
Yeah.
And truly give into it and buy in. Like they're not just gonna buy into just because you're doing something.
Yeah, and you've been doing it for 2 weeks.
You have to be doing something different. It's got to stand out. It's got to be something they want to give their time and effort into.
Sure.
And especially their money.
Sure.
If you're doing stuff that people have to put their money into, like you got to prove it.
Yeah.
You got to prove it.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Building an audience is what I'm realizing is the hardest thing.
It is. It definitely is.
The hardest thing.
It's a lot of work. A lot of strategic work too with branding and marketing.
Sure.
I know you're very keen on that stuff too. Yeah.
It's
a huge thing.
Shit,
man.
it's still not easy though. Getting eyeballs and ears is the hardest thing in the world.
It's huge. Branding yourself and marketing your stuff is huge.
It's crazy. It's probably one of, if not the most important thing you can do.
Yeah,
is branding and self-branding and I tell everybody this. I'm like, look, and part of the reason why I started this an online course is because a lot of people were like, I keep seeing those memes go around or like an image go around on like online, and it's like, if you die tomorrow, your boss will fill your spot in like 2 days or whatever it is, and I'm like, well, yes, that's true, because I am a business owner and I could, you need to make sure that, if your car breaks, you fix the part that's broken on your car. Same thing. Do people feel horrible? Absolutely. But at the same time, it's like, I think people don't realize how much other people actually care. I would say I try to give the benefit of the doubt, but on the flip side of things, like, I teach a lot of, or I preach a lot of maintaining a good digital image, with all of your stuff. Like, it doesn't have to be personal branding per se, but it needs to be some level of, like, professionalism, like your LinkedIn being cleaned up, your Facebook, because you never know. Like I one of my dear friends just got laid off today. Like, literally saw it on Facebook this morning, and I was like, dude, one, are you okay? And two, do you need help finding a job? Like, reach out to him immediately. But it's like, was it inevitable? Probably, but like he could potentially oh my God, I can't speak.
Uh-oh.
He could have been in a better spot if he like nurtured his LinkedIn and his connections and like connected with all the people that he was already working with and all that kind of stuff. Like, just to get you to that next level or help you get into another company.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, it's big, man. It's definitely big.
That's just, and it's self-branding, or some level of self-branding. You have to maintain an image, all the time.
Yeah, it's huge, man. It's huge for an artist. The image is
for an artist. It's probably bigger than anything.
It's a lot. Yeah, you see a lot of the guys, like big rappers. They're built off image, and the labels aren't idiots. Like, they're targeting this younger audience. Mm-hmm. They're seeing what works. Like this Tekashi guy blew up. Way too quick. God. He's snitching on everyone now.
On it. All right. Did you watch that interview?
Which one?
Of him getting interrogated?
No, I didn't watch it, but I know what's going on though.
Did he actually rat everybody out? Because I see all the memes.
No, there's a lot of memes, like people are saying he snitched on like Morgan Freeman and shit like that. Like that's just for laughs, but yeah, he was working with gang members, man.
No, I know that, but I've seen so many memes of it. He
was throwing rappers' names out though, out of nowhere, out of left field, throwing like this guy's in this gang and this guy's in this gang. People are like, what? Where did that come from?
I just saw one. It was like Bob the Builder isn't a licensed contractor, and Bob the Builder's like, you motherfucker. Yeah. Like, and it's just like I saw so many. I'm like, I legitimately was curious. I'm like, is this real? Is this guy really calling out all of these rappers? Like, is he actually snitching? I don't care either way. I would just think it makes the memes even funnier if that's, if he was actually snitching.
He was laying it out there.
Yeah, all right. So that just made
a lot of
everything.
it, yeah. I mean, this is real life. People are going to jail for this, which is not funny, but some of those memes, like, yeah, they're funny.
Dude, you type his name in the four things
when he's leaning over the table and he's like, "What did you hear about?"
Yeah. Oh my god. It was so. I just pulled up some. Judge, is there anything else? Tekashi 6 Jesus turned water into wine without a liquor license.
Oh my god.
Dude, they go on forever. Aaron Hernandez told me how the Patriots cheat.
Oh my god.
It's just so funny, dude.
There were so many.
Oh my god.
Man. Yeah, it's fucked up, man. That dude.
I don't know, man. So where do you see yourself in, like, let's paint a 5 or 10 year picture right now.
Okay.
Where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years?
It's very tough to say for me because I live an extreme double life.
Okay.
So
you don't have to talk about your main life if you don't want to.
Yeah, that's all right. So I teach. I'm a teacher.
Sure.
And I'm a coach.
Sure.
And I'm doing music. So whenever I'm not doing anything with teaching and school or coaching, I'm making music. So I'm at a point where whichever comes first, whichever is putting me in a better path for just my life in general,
sure.
Financially, emotionally, mentally, whatever is getting me to that next level first is where I'm going to run with. Mm-hmm. So, hey, if I get a full-time teaching gig and I'm coaching, I'm still going to make music always, I think, for myself.
I was going to say, you probably always end up making music.
I probably, maybe not even making, but writing it or open up my own studio to...
Do people buy lyrics? Is that a thing?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Fuck. For sure, man. Songwriters are huge. A lot of the artists you hear of aren't writing their own music.
Oh, I figured that.
Yeah, so...
Oh, dude, that's super depressing. depressing.
They have room. Yeah, they have room. Beyonce has rooms full of people writing her songs. She has like 15 writers on her songs each.
For real?
Yeah, man. Yeah. There are artists out there that write their own stuff, but dude, people write. Songwriting is huge. Executive producing, like there's so much that goes into these big records that you hear all over the radio. Like it is absurd.
I saw one
and it could come
took
from anywhere. It could come from anywhere.
God, I think it was Ariana Grande. How many people?
Yeah, they have like camps set up. Labels have camps set up where they have writers, producers, people that play instruments. They send them all away, write and make songs, and we're gonna get them to these big household names.
It's crazy. Oh God.
And there are also a lot of talented people nowadays that are writing their own stuff, producing their own stuff. So it goes both ways.
I saw an
Ariana
image.
Grande is definitely one of those that have 30 people.
Oh, I'm sure. There was. I'm pretty sure it was Ariana Grande. Pretty sure, and there was like 50-something people all together to make one album for her.
Yeah, and those people get
and that's
paid.
probably yeah.
Paid. There's so much money in music, man. It's insane. It's getting thrown around.
The craziest part is like you have this young girl or younger girl, and it's just like she has the image, she has this, she can sing a little bit. We'll get her into singing lessons and stuff like that, and then the 50 people that are named is probably not even most of the people. That's probably just like the head honchos of like those areas.
Yeah.
Fuck,
yeah,
dude,
it's almost like being a puppet. I mean, she obviously has her own talent. Like, she didn't get there for no reason. She has a look. She has a talent. She could sing. But
well, it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt when you come from an extremely popular TV show.
That doesn't hurt either. But yeah, they got help for sure.
Oh my God, yeah,
for sure. You have to be talented. You definitely have to be talented. I'm not saying that, but she's got help.
That's insane. She was in 13, and then she was in something else too. I don't remember what else she was in. She was in a movie. This is why it would help to have a TV, because then I could just
Ariana Grande
pull that shit up. Yeah, she came from a TV show.
Oh, some Nickelodeon.
Yeah, and that's where she like blew up.
Yeah, her, Selena Gomez too.
Yeah, it's crazy, the two of them.
Yeah, who else? Nickelodeon, Miley Cyrus.
Something went wrong there.
There's a bunch of them.
She's gotten better though. We went through a little weird time with Miley. Little weird.
She's all over the place. I thought she was coming back this year too. She was starting to act a little suspect again. She's about to start gentrifying the rap game again.
What are your thoughts on speaking of rap game, Lil Nas X?
He knows what the hell he's doing. He's talented, first of all.
Sure.
And he knows how to play the social media game. And I respect the shit out of it. Like, his kids are gonna be living off what he's doing right now off 2 songs.
Kids,
probably a couple, more than what I just said.
Dude, he went up. I remember looking at him like 4 or 5 months ago, and he was worth $2 million, and now he's worth $3 million.
Yeah,
that is a 50% increase.
That was like the biggest song ever on the Billboard since Billboard started. I think.
What? Old Town Road?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, something stupid. He broke some kind of streak, the longest on #1 Billboard, for an insane amount of time. And he's just mad. He's mad funny dude. He just sound like I know him. Seems like a good ass dude.
Sure.
Real funny. Knows how to play the social media game. He trolls on Twitter, but it's not like insensitive trolling. It's not like getting people upset. It's just funny. Like, he's funny. He's playing a game right. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, he's got a monster behind him now. Like, he's obviously on a major label now. So
anything he touches is going to be.
So he's just dropping remixes of Old Town Road forever. He's doing that Panini song that he had.
Dude, did you see that Panini song in I don't even know where he performed it.
Probably went nuts. It probably went nuts. He put out that video on Instagram of him performing at the elementary school. Did you see that?
No.
Old Town Road in the elementary school auditorium, dude. That was hilarious, dude. He had elementary school turned up. Every kid saying his words. I know that song. It like got dumbed down a little bit to like elementary level. Because that's what happens when songs get that big, man.
Lil Nas performance Panini 2019 Music Awards. Yeah. This happened a month ago. I just saw it on TV. Dude, check out this stage. This stage is like not something to mess with at all.
Oh yeah.
But like, are they gonna play the full thing here? I don't want to play the music because I don't want this to get pulled from YouTube because I'm still too new. But, dude, when they pull all the way out, you look at that and you're like, oh my god, like how?
Yeah, that's fire. The music video for Panini was awesome too.
Yeah,
it was like,
but like, look, dude, the floors are literally TVs.
That's fire. He's got high energy, man.
I
like him a lot. I like him a lot.
Oh my god,
I can't even front.
It didn't cut it right there, dude. How monster is that stage right there?
Yeah, it's insane.
TVs like screens underneath the
VMAs,
floor.
Yeah. Oh, he's all the way out of here, man.
Just
Lil Nas is all the way out of here.
Insane. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, he's the man.
And he's a performer. He's got like that Chris Brown Usher can sing and dance at these like not even just sing and dance, like sing and slay dancing.
No, he's got it. He's got the personality, he's got the image, he's got the energy. He's got it.
Fuck, how old is this kid?
Yeah, I don't know.
How old is Lil Nas X? Dude, he's 20 years old.
And he came out of the closet at the peak of Old Town Road.
Oh yeah, which is even crazier.
Yeah,
which probably honestly skyrocketed his success.
Good for him, man.
Yeah, dude, that's
good for him.
Insane. 20 years old from Atlanta.
It's fucking awesome, man. That song.
And what's he worth now?
That song.
$3 million. Dude, that's sick.
I think before he made Old Town Road, he had a following on Twitter or one of these social media. Like he had a big following on.
Oh, that helped him blow up.
I think he just had a bit of a platform before the music that wasn't from music. I think, like, don't quote me on that, but I think he was pretty big on Twitter just from like being really funny.
Oh, really?
Being a funny dude. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I'm not positive, but yeah, he made that song and it just spread. That app TikTok, apparently. I don't have a TikTok. I don't really know what it's about, but it's on there. Huge. Music goes huge through there, man.
Viral.
I really have to get one, man.
Dude, for a guy like I can't because I have a business and I can't just do dumb shit all the time. Like I have to be very careful now.
I gotta be careful too. I really do.
But like, dude, as a singer and rapper, you could explode.
Yeah, I gotta get on that. I've been too prideful. I gotta break the pride. I gotta download TikTok probably tonight as soon as I leave here.
You just gotta do it, man.
I'll do it right now. I gave you my release date. I'm downloading TikTok on your show.
Oh, dude.
What else
shit happens on the show.
What else can we do?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Virginity on the show too, if you want.
We could do a lot. Can
you line that up?
What would you say?
You didn't even hear me.
No.
I could lose my virginity on the show too, if you want.